Greetings, YouTube. The other day, someone made a comment on one of my videos, I don't remember which one, about the fact that they feel that federal funding should be eliminated and each state should be allowed to fund its own programs. Those programs could be unemployment, welfare, Medicaid, disaster response, you get the point. Everything that currently is being funded by the federal government on the federal level should be handled by the states. Now they said this, and so I began to type. And as I began to type, I pointed out that if you do that, that means depending on where you live, and that could be a happenstance of birth, you would get treated differently from state to state within the United States of America. That means an American in Ohio would get treated different than American in California, or an American in Connecticut, or American in Florida. And that's inherently unfair. In fact, probably unconstitutional. And that would mean that people who need certain programs would have to pick their lives up and move to the states where those programs exist. Again, inherently unfair. That could be across a continent. I mean, I live on the East Coast. My sister lives on the West Coast. There would be the possibility that one of us would have to move to the opposite coast in a place that we don't want to live to access the programs that we feel we need. Now, it took me the time it took to type out my reply to find the flaw in that idea. 10 seconds, maybe. Which is about 10 times longer than anyone who presented that idea to the world thought about it. And I've said it in the past, and I'm going to say it now. Libertarian-leaning people, Tea Parties, full-fledged libertarians, or whatever stripe you call yourselves, soft conservatives, or whatever, I don't care what you want to call yourself. They have some really good ideas on social issues. And they are wrong on almost every fiscal policy I have ever heard. In fact, I'll be honest, I have never heard a libertarian-based fiscal policy that made any sense to me. That if you think about it more than about 10 seconds, or in this case, less than 10 seconds, you'll see the glaring, obvious, horrible flaws in it. It's all based on short-term thinking. Thinking about, this is better for me. It's all about selfish, spoiled children. And yes, I'm being very annoyed at the moment. I read a comment recently, it was a beautiful statement. It said, as long as there are 14-year-olds in the world, there will be libertarians. And my corollary to that statement is that it just makes me sad when adults keep thinking like 14-year-olds. I'm a firm believer that we, the people, are better off as a United States than we are as 50 little nations that treat everyone in them differently. That's not a United States, folks. That's one step above anarchy.